By the way, there's no rule that says you have to put your name.
Thanks for everybody.
Sidewalk all the way.
All right, guys, so I'm going to give just a quick little short story about something that happened this morning. So I woke up and me and Haley were getting burgers on our lunch and coming out of the desk. And I mentioned how the other night I'm at work and, I kind of got some downtime, so I'm reading the book. And it's a book on biblical prophecies of what has happened and what is to come. And I mentioned how I like to read the book of Revelation. It's my favorite book of the Bible. So Revelation is my favorite book of the Bible. I love reading it, and so I've read it over and over. And as confusing as it is, I can't make sense of it all. But getting it from a different perspective of somebody else that has written this book definitely helps me out. And I was just telling you how excited I am for that second coming. As terrible as these times are going to be, as terrible as it will be for everybody on earth, it's going to be so great to have that second coming of Jesus come down and give His love and His glory to the earth. I'm so ready. I know that you guys are ready. I love my life that I'm living now. What life after this life. I'm ready to be with Jesus. I'm ready to be with God. And I hope we all are too. Amen.
He's going to be running for president in the future.
That's right, guys. You'll see me running for office.
What office, man? Seriously, you gotta figure out where you're going.
Are we moving or what are we doing? Spell that for me.
L-A-N-D-O.
Your last name?
Duncan.
Yeah. And when do you plan on running for office? 2036. Fantastic. Is that because of an age requirement?
Yeah, it's about as soon as I can run, and I figure before then I'm probably going to run for maybe get one of those so I'm kind of looking at what I want to do in the near future. As far as right now, I'm kind of doing all these
Robert, please don't do it.
I'm really getting into all the politics.
Showing your true Antifa side there.
When I used to live out in Oklahoma, and politics was a huge thing for me, and so when I came to do my
Come on, let's go. Come march with us.
No.
Bring your freedom of speech with
Why?
us.
You couldn't be a tiny toast. Come to Mark.
I think he's really showing up.
Talk to me, boss, real quick. Sure.
All right, so we need about
Why can't you answer that really simple question? You don't answer questions that you don't want to answer.
No, I don't answer exactly because I'm 63. I'm older than you, and you're younger than me, trying to demand that I respond to you.
What does that matter? How is there a
You
big
brought up
difference
age.
between 60 and 63?
Well, how's there a difference between your age and his? You can legally marry him.
You're the one that was talking down to him because
That's what you think.
When you have to recite your age
are
and your
you?
educational background, blah blah blah, that's talking down to him.
That's your perception.
It's not a
That's not a
perception.
fact.
That's exactly what.
Really? Who taught you that? Your parents or my parents? You have your society, but you're opposing your society onto me. I come from a different background than you do, but you can't respect that.
No, I think
Because you
that
think where you're from,
rudeness is
and
rudeness
you
is
think
rudeness.
you're-
It doesn't matter.
No, it does matter. It's different in different parts of the United States.
Oh, okay. So in certain parts of the United States, it's not rude to talk down to people, and
I'm
in
not
other parts
talking
of the
down. You perceive it as talking down because you were raised to think that. I wasn't. Okay, I went to a school where I had a big zit between right here on my forehead in 8th grade, and it was a big bump, and I tried to put makeup and cover it, and the first thing in class was someone said, "Dan, you look like Cyclops. That is the biggest zit I've ever seen." Where you're from, how would that have been? And I wasn't offended.
What is that?
But someone might find that offensive. If someone came up to you and said, "That is the biggest zit I've ever seen. You look like Cyclops."
Well, let's see. When I was in the 8th, no. Okay, I see what you're getting. You're trying to assume that I was raised in this like politically correct.
No.
Some sort of.
I'm just saying that's how I grew up. Where things that I hear people say
if somebody said that to me when I was in the 8th grade, we'd probably all laugh about it.
Okay, and as an adult, would you laugh? You should laugh more as an adult. Growing up means getting
Having a fucking
offended.
zit is not the same as people who are transgender having their rights taken from them. How are you? What are you even talking about?
I'm androgynous, so yes, that.
So are you having your rights taken away today?
Not because.
What does today?
You just told me that a transgender is having his rights taken
Because
away.
my
didn't
employer,
just.
What are you talking about
employer
then?
is not discriminating against me. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen to other people.
Okay, but why are you asking us about it?
See,
Because I'm asking you.
Because
do you
you're
think
the
that
spectacle
because
taking place right
Patriot
now.
Prayer, from what I've read,
Brandon
does
Farley's
not
all
support
over it.
transgender
Where
rights.
did you read that?
Oh, you know, in the fake news.
Well, no,
which is
tell me
all
that.
it
No,
is.
be
I
specific.
read about it in the newspaper.
Which newspaper?
I don't remember.
But
You
have
should.
have you heard from yourself from Joey Gibson's mouth?
Have you heard
Are
any
you part of Patriot Prayer?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you heard any
Do you
Patriot Prayer
support
say
gay
that?
rights? Do you support gay marriage? Do you support?
We never even talk about it. You guys talk about it and impose it on us.
Yeah.
But guess what? If someone's a
I
Christian
mean, I
and they
can't speak for
don't,
everybody but myself.
they have that
I'm just
right.
a libertarian.
Yes, yes,
Yes, go
I'm just a
people,
libertarian.
people
If
do
you wanna
have
do what you
religious
wanna do,
freedom
you
in
go
this
for it.
country. Absolutely,
and I
they
have
do.
friends and relatives who don't believe in gay rights, and I give them that
And
benefit.
you know what? That's fine, and they can take that to the ballot box. That's fine. But I don't agree that we should be doing anything in this country that takes rights away from other people.
Guess what?
So if
Do
we're-
you know
if
that
we're
any
voting-
people who are in our group have been fired from jobs because 100 people call in 30 minutes to get them fired, take their jobs away because they read something like you did, and that's bigotry. When
I
you
disagree with that,
disagree with
too.
someone,
I disagree
do
with
you
that,
know
too.
Proud Boys were mislabeled by Jason Wilson, who works for The Guardian, lives here in Portland. He's the one that published a story about Proud Boys being a hate group. I called the FBI that same day. I contacted Jason Wilson. I said, Jason, you know that's a lie because you spent 300 hours around Proud Boys. You've never heard anything hateful out of one of their mouths. Jason said, what are you talking about? This was in Clark County. I said, that's not what that report says. I called the FBI. Let me finish. In Seattle, and they said, we have nothing on Proud Boys. 2 people. I told Jason, you need to retract that story. Then the Portland FBI office had to come out and say, no, Proud Boys are not a hate group. So when you read something, it doesn't make it true.
Okay, what does your group stand for? What
is Patriot
What
Group?
are you protesting today?
We're not
what
protesting.
are you marching for today? What are you marching for?
We're not marching, we're walking. Marching is like
Jesus.
this. They're Jesus and lots of things, but why do you even care? Do you ask those people why they're walking? Do you ask those people why they're
Well, if
why
you're
they're walking?
if you're out doing a public march with signs, I think why not ask what
But you have a
why not?
preconceived notion about us that you read in a newspaper. No one in our group has ever talked about trans or whatever.
Okay.
Never mentioned it once. But other people who came to our groups who are alt left made that up because Democrats are so unhappy about Trump losing that they'll say and do anything in order to win the White House in 2020. Because, you know, Portland rioted for 4 days when Trump won. There was $1.5 million worth of damage to the city when Trump won.
So what
That's Portland.
what is your purpose in being out?
I
here
don't
today?
ever answer my purpose to anyone. That is an
Then why do it?
anti-American
Then
question.
why do
you do
it?
not ask an American on a public street, why are you here?
But you're very specifically marching for a cause. What's wrong with asking you what it is?
March with us and
That
find
doesn't
out.
make sense. That doesn't make any
You
sense.
seem to think that
Why
your
would
mind and
I
your,
join?
you think
Why would I
your
join a
upbringing
group that I don't know what they're about?
is
Why would I
walking
do
with?
that?
You're walking.
I'm not going to walk with anybody if I don't know what their purpose is
We
and
don't
what
have
you're
to
marching
have a purpose.
for.
We're just human beings on a
That's-
sidewalk.
Is Jesus good enough for a purpose?
Well,
It's a simple question. Is Jesus good enough for a purpose?
What does that mean? What's
do you mean,
your
Jesus?
purpose of marching for Jesus?
Why
What does
not?
that mean?
Don't people march for their?
So you're just
I'm going to
marching
ask.
because you're Christian and you want to.
Well, it's a Christian nation. It was supposed to be. I know it's kind of.
That's not true.
It is.
That's not true.
It was founded. Principles, Constitution. You can look at it.
Okay, the Constitution does not say that this is a Christian nation.
It kind of does.
All of the founders already said that they were
Why would they write the First
Christian
Amendment that
principles.
gives us freedom?
Christian principles.
The First Amendment gives us freedom of religion.
It does.
And then it also
So, but we're trying
guarantees us the
to.
right to
Are we not trying? Is America not trying to push the Christian values away?
For rights to abortion.
See, now,
Are they? Are
could,
they or not?
I could say.
You're not answering my questions.
I could say that the other side, that Christian
they're trying to bring it to
Americans are trying to push their religion.
No, we've been silent for too long.
Well, actually, I think
Actually,
that
we've been silent.
When you want
The abortions got passed. Let's kill babies. That got passed because the Christians were pacifists and sat in the churches and didn't say one word. Homosexuality got passed because Christians were passive and didn't say one word.
So anti-homosexual.
How about Bible? Forget me. Forget me. I have nothing to do with it. How about Bible?
I don't.
Prayer got pushed out of the school, didn't it? Prayers got pushed out
But
of school.
why should there be prayer?
But the Muslims can wear their headbands in the
Why
schools,
should there
right?
be Christian prayer in a public
Why
school?
should there be a Muslim wearing their stuff in the school?
Why should there be
a Muslim wearing their stuff in the school? Tell me that.
That's
It's the same thing. It's
wearing
religion.
Wearing something you can wear a crucifix in a public school.
We said prayer.
But
I
why
said
should
prayer in the
there
Bible.
be
Bible.
Christian
Bible.
prayers?
Why should there not
be Christian prayers?
Why should there not be?
Because a public school is for everybody.
Yeah,
It's
and our
not
land was
just
for what?
Christians.
Our land was founded on God. In God we trust. You not remember that? It's on your dollar bill that you love.
In this country,
It's on your dollar bill that you
the
love.
First Amendment guarantees
I was added to the dollar
religious
bill in the
freedom.
50s.
One nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
You're misunderstanding why the First Amendment was even written.
Right.
The First Amendment was written because when we were first colonized, we were colonized under the English colony, and under English law, you had to go to the English church. So they passed that freedom of religion so that no state or anyone can force you or anyone else to worship in a certain way.
Correct. Exactly. That is what the First Amendment says. So then you don't force people in a public school to say Christian prayers
And you
because
don't force kids in a public school to listen to all the homosexuality going on by the teachers that are being pushed either.
Amen.
You don't force that on kids. You don't force that.
I'm not
But
saying.
you back it up.
I
And so does Ted
don't
Wheeler.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree
Well,
with
then
you.
you should take it to
But
Ted Wheeler.
There's no religion in public schools.
Get it out.
Has no
That is a
place.
religion.
It has
What is
no
a religion?
place.
What's religion?
We
What's
should not be
religion?
saying Christian prayers in public
What's
schools.
religion? What's the definition of religion?
I think that religion.
No, what's it? Not what you think. What's the definition of religion?
Well, why don't you give me the?
It's tradition, practices, tradition. What are the homosexuals doing in school?
That are based.
What are the
it's your-
homosexuals
the
doing in
traditions
school?
That are based
What's our
on
mayor
your
doing?
religious beliefs, your beliefs
It's not-
in God
stop.
and a higher
It has
power.
nothing to do with God. It could be God. Religion is a practice, tradition that you keep practicing over and over and over.
Wait, can I say something?
That's religion.
Nobody is
wait, I wanna
telling
say
you that you
something.
can't practice your Christian religion.
They're practicing their religion in school.
Wait, I wanna say
Homosexuality is being pushed and told kids that he's a girl. You're a girl? Are you a girl? No, you're not.
If your kids are going to a school
He's
where
not
people
confused at
are
5 years
telling
old.
their children that they're a different gender, that's ridiculous.
That's what they're doing.
And
That's what they're
well,
doing.
if that's happening, then there's a problem.
Well, you should rise up and say something then. That's what they're doing. They're pushing their
Right,
religion across America. The rainbow flags. You don't see Christian flags, do you?
It's not a religion. People are talking about their rights.
Their rights.
Okay, their right to be homosexual.
And the Christian rights are to shut up now because the homosexuals are ruling.
No, you have you have a right to disagree.
Oh, we get beat
but
up.
you don't have a right.
We get beat up if we support
because
Trump.
homosexuals don't get beat up. It happens every single day.
It does?
It happens every single day.
Okay. I haven't seen one homosexual
there are
around here get beat
actual
up.
people
I
who are
guarantee
out
if Antifa showed up, somebody here would be insulted.
Yep.
You mean the way
They beat us up all
Muslims
the
kill
time.
them?
They don't care what gender or age we are. Antifa beats us up all the time, and they ripped off my cross and punched me in the face
Well,
and called
that-
me a Christian bitch.
I think that's wrong.
But they didn't
I
get
think that-
arrested.
I
You know
think that's
why?
wrong.
because they cover their faces. That's why there's never been an arrest
And
on my assault.
I think that that's
Okay,
wrong.
I want to say something real quick.
Okay,
There are school
I think that's
districts
wrong, but
where you
that's
can't
a
give
complete-
homework on Jewish high holidays. Did you know that? There are lots of school districts in the United States of America that you are not allowed to give homework on high holidays.
All right, if you have a problem with that,
I don't.
Then you should,
I don't.
Then why are you talking
But
about
I
it?
accept it, and I also accept Christian prayer. I accept all of it.
You should not be.
But you like the
should not
Jewish
be
high holidays,
practicing-
but you don't like Christian prayer. Do you like Jewish high holidays?
Do you pray before every meal?
I'm
you
not
can
talking
pray.
about that.
Do you think
Without
schools should do
saying
that,
that
where no
everyone
homework for
else-
anybody on
A
the
school
Jewish
should-
high
a school
holidays?
should not
to pray.
promote any kind of religion.
But they-
and if they are, then that's a problem.
Well,
You know what's happened
It's
in
a
America
constant
since we
debate.
took God out the country? How about all those school shootings that you probably hate? That's one thing that's happened. Just one out of many.
I completely disagree that has to do with
Really?
taking
Why wasn't it
Christianity.
happening? Why wasn't it happening before?
Because we didn't have access to the kind of guns that we have now.
crazy.
Are you kidding me?
What do you mean?
Let me tell you what.